First of all, tell us what will be different as you open up these restaurants than what we saw before.
Good afternoon, David. Thanks for having me on. So we've obviously been open for business in North America, in the U.S. and Canada throughout the crisis. So we've had our drive-throughs, our delivery, and our mobile order and pickup, curbside pickup, as well as front counter takeout. We've had it open since the beginning of the crisis, and our teams have done an exceptional job of taking care of the team members as well as our guests through enhanced hygiene and other procedures. And now, as different municipalities and states across the country and in North America, Canada as well, as they start to reopen the economy and reopen dining rooms across these different municipalities, we've gone a step further. We've taken steps around social distancing and ensuring safe distance measures inside. So tables, in many cases, we've had to either rearrange them or close tables down so that we can ensure proper distancing between guests that come in and use the dining rooms. We've enhanced PPE, so masks, gloves, acrylic screens in our restaurants, and all of our team members and managers in the restaurants will be wearing the gloves and the masks. And we continue to enhance our contactless procedures to ensure we minimize contact in this important moment where we continue to focus on flattening the curve and getting through this difficult pandemic.
As you look out, and it's hard for any of us to look out very far at this point, but 6 months, 12 months, is the business model going to be changed? That is to say, for example, the blend between in-store dining as opposed to delivery and takeout?
Yeah, we've seen a tremendous shift into off-premise, obviously, and we've been investing in technology in our company at Restaurant Brands and the three brands that we own, Burger King, Popeyes, and Tim Hortons. We've been investing in our technology team with engineers and digital folks as well for quite some time, and it's been a very important investment as we see today how the business has shifted to off-premise, and we think it'll be that way for the foreseeable future. I think we think that the business in many cases will change forever. But in the end, in the restaurant business, David, I think some things will ring true. They always have and always will. I think people will always want great tasting food or beverages. People will always want convenience, and people will always want to trust the brands that they visit and solicit. And so we think with all the steps we've taken over the last 10, 12 weeks, and the great work that our franchisees as well as our team members have done, we think we're really well positioned because of our product, our technology, our safety measures, all focused on the guest. I think we're really well positioned to win and to win long term, and that's the focus for us in this new normal.
Jose, to what extent does your business now depend on things like Uber Eats and Grubhub? By the way, Dow Jones is reporting that maybe Grubhub and Uber Eats are in the process of negotiating perhaps a merger. How does that affect your business?
So we've been rolling out delivery in North America for quite some time, and we've accelerated that rollout with, especially in Canada, with thousands of restaurants onboarding the different aggregators that are available in Canada. In the U.S., we have many restaurants with Burger King and Popeyes and Tim Hortons using multiple aggregators, third-party delivery companies, Grubhub, DoorDash, Uber Eats, as well as Postmates. And we also have, we've enabled over the last, since the end of 2019, we've enabled what we call our white label or delivery on our own app, which is increasingly growing as an important part of our delivery business. So we've been working with many of them and all of the key providers, and we think that having access to delivery through the multiple aggregators and as well as our own native apps will give consumers and guests opportunities to enjoy our great products and beverages from our great brands any way they want, at any time that they want it.
Jose, we hear a lot about supply chain right now, particularly when it comes to meat. Should we be worried about whether there's going to be meat available from your stores on, for example, July 4?
No, we have an amazing group of suppliers that we've been working with for decades at Burger King, and the same for Tim Hortons and Popeyes for all the proteins that we serve. We've got safety measures in place for stock and inventory. We work very closely all the way back to the raw material suppliers, and we're working closely with them during this difficult moment. And we feel confident in our supply chain. We feel confident in the quality of our product and in our ability to deliver it every day to our consumers across the country and across North America.
Jose, you have a presence in China. Talk to us about what you've learned from the experience in China. And for that matter, are you thinking about maybe expanding over there? Luckin is having some difficulty in coffee. Are you going to open a bunch of Tim Hortons coffee shops?
Yeah, we've been in China for quite some time. We have over 1,300 restaurants with Burger King. We started to develop Tim Hortons in China in 2019 and had a very strong start last year and look forward to a really fast growth trajectory in China for the coffee business, which is, we think, one of the more exciting markets for coffee around the world, in addition to the U.S. and Canada. And then Popeyes is about to open its first restaurant in China in the coming days. By the end of the week or early next week. It's a beautiful store in Shanghai. So we believe long term in that market. We think it's an incredible market where fast food and quick service brands like ours in a segment like burgers, chicken, and coffee that are fast growing in that market will do quite well over time. We learned a lot from our experience with COVID-19 in China. The teams at Burger King and Tim Hortons in China that were already operating restaurants did an incredible job, along with our franchisee, along with our teams as well, to build procedures, contactless procedures, enhanced safety, temperature checks at the restaurants with infrared thermometers were things that we learned here in North America from our partners in China, and we implemented quickly here. We were one of the first companies and brands to do so in North America. Their experience has been tremendous, and their partnership and innovation and creativity has helped us be able to tackle the crisis in a proactive and optimistic way, and that's something we bring to the table across all of our brands in all of our markets around the world.
Right. Jose, I want to end with one quick one from a viewer who's been listening to you and has a question for you at your dividend policy. You're changing your dividend policy given the pandemic.
Yeah, we just had earnings a couple of weeks ago, and we were happy to report that our balance sheet is strong. We drew down on our revolver as well as went out on a bond deal, and we've got a strong and very healthy balance sheet that we feel very confident in. But we also are working closely with our franchisees to ensure that they have the right liquidity in the near and midterm in the difficult moment. And we shared as part of our earnings release and communications that the dividend continues at RBI.